welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse, live from the Treehouse. Obviously, lots of big Pokemon news this morning with Incineroar getting announced for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But we have more Pokemon news for you because we're going to give you some live play of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Teresa, Terry, do you want to tell everybody a little bit about these games?
Yeah, so Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee is a kind of a childhood letter, especially for me, because I originally played Pokemon Red version, Blue version, Yellow version, and Kanto has drastically changed in these games. It's alive, there's Pokemon out about, all of these iconic characters that were first introduced in the classic Game Boy games are here, but they're in this they've been remade into sort of a cartoon aspect that it's just really pretty. And so, and it's also where a lot of the iconic mechanics from the core games are present here, but there's also a lot of the Pokemon Go influences in there too. So it's almost like a love letter of what the franchise has turned into one game. So it's really cool.
For sure. Yeah, for me also, I started with Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue as well. And really, just getting back to this is what I imagined, Kanto region to look like when I was a kid, right? And of course, the adventure is really about the Pokemon themselves. And every time whatever Pokemon you pick, it'll be something different from what if Teresa and I trained the same Pokemon. It'd be something different every time.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and Pokemon Yellow was the first Pokemon game that I ever worked on, so for me, seeing it brought to life in sort of this reimagined approach to the game and the Kanto region and this story that blends all the characters from the anime is, of course, very exciting. Now, I assume that out there watching, we probably have a lot of Pokemon players, longtime Pokemon players. Maybe we have some Smash Brothers players who know the Pokemon from the Smash series but haven't really dabbled in the Pokemon series itself. Maybe we even have a pro Pikachu player who's never played a Pokemon game before. But I think for everybody, there's going to be something here in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee that regardless of your experience with Pokemon or your interest in Pokemon, you're going to find really exciting. So why don't we jump right into the gameplay?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
sure. So we're going to start off here to show Mount Moon. So I had just acquired my first badge, and I'm on my way to get my next one. And I'm making a pit stop right now through Mount Moon. So I'm going to kind of showcase here catching elements. So I'm catching Geodude, and you can see that the circle is yellow. So it's a little bit more of a challenge. I'm going to go ahead and use a raspberry to make this a little bit easier for me.
Good call.
Yeah. And then now the circle is green. So before I can throw, I'm going to hit get ready and then make a throwing motion.
Very nice.
Thanks. Hopefully I catch it.
Oh.
All right. He's a little bit sneaky. So why don't I switch over to a great ball, see if that makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to make it time a little bit better. Nope. But the cool thing is that with the Pokeball Plus, I can hear.
There we go.
The Pokemon you caught.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hear and feel the vibrations of the Pokeball Plus as I'm catching it. And then when I successfully catch it, I hear the Pokemon that comes out there. So you'll see that all my interactions turn into multipliers, and that translates to experience points for my entire party.
Of course, what you noticed was that the Pokemon appear in the overworld now. It's no longer random encounters. So as you're running around, you're able to know, which Pokemon do I want to catch? Which ones do I want to avoid? And obviously, of course, if you've been a Pokemon Go player but haven't really dabbled in the core series of RPG games, Pokemon Let's Go offers you a great place to come in and really start with sort of that story and adventure that the Pokemon series is known for.
Right. So you notice here, too, that I have a Butterfree following me. And for the seasoned Pokemon players, they'll know that in Pokemon Yellow version, you had Pikachu following you. And then Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, that was when it started opening up with any Pokemon can start following you. So it's really cool to see that any Pokemon that I end up catching I can choose for them to follow me as well.
Yep,
for sure.
And the nice thing, too, is that I'm going to go ahead and run away from this too bad. The nice thing, too, is that any time that I interact with that Pokemon, I might end up getting a different reaction. So I can check out how they're doing, and interact with them.
That's right.
So here, I got stopgapped here by this character that has found these fossils, and he's not willing to share. Super Nerd Miguel.
Super Nerd Miguel.
Love it.
So see, like my partner Pokemon, they never come out of a Pokeball
Mhm.
since we're partners in this adventure. And so they will always come off me, but when I am choosing, I can always choose a different Pokemon from my party, and those will always come out of a Pokeball.
Yeah. So it looks like we've got a Pikachu versus Voltorb battle.
Right. So they're both electric type. So that's a little bit of a disadvantage. But since Pikachu has a double kick, that might give me the advantage against an electric type.
Very nice. That's a good good maneuver there.
Thanks. I'm going to stick with double kick.
So of course the when you're encountering the wild Pokemon, you're using the new capture mechanic. But of course, when you go into these battles, you're still battling against the trainer's Pokemon. That's going to earn you money as well as also earning you experience points the same way that the capturing does as well.
Correct. And see, Super Nerd Miguel is going to call out another Pokemon, but I have an option to switch Pokemon and keep battling, but I'm going to keep using my partner Pokemon here in this battle.
One thing to note too from previous Pokemon games, especially with the trainers in the battle as well, it's very immersive in where it takes the Pokemon and the Pokemon trainer to be there to interact with each other.
Yeah. And regardless that Pikachu was my active Pokemon, he gets the majority of the XP, but everybody in my party will also get experience points.
And that's optional. You can turn that off if you want, so that if there's specific Pokemon that you want to train up, you can turn that off and focus on those Pokemon and really build up their experience and level them up as well, right, Terry?
Right.
That's correct. Yeah, so definitely with experience share, either there's different strategies. Either you want to level up your team equally, or if you want to focus on specifically on one Pokemon, definitely that's a way to turn it off, so you can focus on that.
Yep.
So Super Nerd Miguel has allowed me to take an option of either fossil. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Helix fossil. And for the, again, seasoned Pokemon fans might know what these items attribute to. But for new fans that don't know, can't wait. I don't want to spoil the surprise for you. So definitely once you get your hand on trying, you can't go wrong. Either option is really good.
Right.
All right. So I'm going to make my way out of Mount Moon.
You're going to try to.
I got stopped by,
Who could it be?
Team Rocket. Jesse and James.
Jesse
Ah.
and James.
Of course, one of the great things about Pokemon Let's Go is the way that it incorporates the characters from the anime into the story, which you don't see with the other mainline Pokemon games. I've always been a big fan of Jesse and James, especially, look at it. He's just loving that rose right there. In the teeth.
He's very romantic.
So this is double battle?
Yeah, exactly. So since Jesse and James have pretty much ganged up on me to battle, it wouldn't be fair if I was just restricted to one Pokemon to battle. So I have the advantage of calling out two. So turn-based strategies still apply. I take turns in using... choosing my maneuvers. I'm going to use Sleep Powder on Ekans. And the other cool thing that I forgot to mention is that with Pokeball Plus, the active Pokemon, I could also feel the interactions that they not only act on, but also that they receive from their opponents.
Yeah. The other nice thing about Pokeball Plus is just the feel of the exterior of the Pokeball. It's just got this great tactile nature to it that's feels really good. I think once you get your hands on it, everybody's just gonna be like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah.
That was my impression when I first saw it.
Yeah.
It's definitely very comfortable in your
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and the control stick is movable as well as clickable. So that's how I select my options, and then there's a button on the top here that will allow me to open the menu, but also back out through. So I'm gonna go ahead and use.
Looks like your sleep powder was pretty effective.
Yay! That gave me an advantage. Sorry, James.
Oh.
Jesse, you're next.
I didn't realize how big Butterfree is in size-wise compared to Pikachu.
Yeah, that's the other really neat thing, that the Pokemon are true to scale. So when you're roaming around in the wilds, you'll start seeing these pretty massive-sized Pokemon start appearing, and compared to the smaller type too. And I'm gonna go for the finishing move. All right.
All
let's
right.
see. Still asleep. He didn't wake up.
So close.
Oh, there we go. He's up. He's up. Oh, no.
Oh.
Ouch. All right. Well, I'm going to use... I don't think Butterfree will have the last laugh. I think it's going to be Pikachu, but that's okay.
There we go.
All right. Sorry, Ekans.
Good night.
Not sorry.
You defeated Team Rocket. Oh, my.
I love James's reaction.
They're so
He's like,
defeated.
what? And it looks like Team Rocket's blasting off again.
Yep.
So you'll notice also at the bottom left corner, there's an icon now that my partner Pokemon is calling my attention. So with the Pokeball Plus, I'm just going to shake it. And Pikachu is completely exasperated about what just happened. So this menu here, I can play with my partner. So you can see the little hand here that I can interact with my partner here. I can rub his belly. And this is where I build a stronger relationship with my partner. Some players might be worried about like really fast motions, but as you can see that I'm like reacting really fast.
Oh,
really
maybe
fast.
Pikachu didn't like that as much.
Yeah, so it's really dependent on where the spots you touch. So it's like if I poke Pikachu, say in the nose, he like swats at me because he's not happy at all. So, I'm sorry. So I'll give him a berry because I already put him through enough torture. So I'm gonna. There you go, buddy. I'm sorry. So yeah, this is a really, really neat feature because I know in past games, I think it was Pokemon X and Y where we had Pokemon and Me, you were able to interact with your Pokemon. Yep. And so it's really awesome to see that nod here in this game as well.
Yeah.
It seems like it's in real time too, because Pikachu's on your shoulder, and then there's a Zubat right there, right where you're actually standing in the game as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's it for Mount Moon. We're actually going to swap to go fast travel to the next area, which will be Celadon City.
And of course, that being our first look at Mount Moon, and this is, I think, going to be our first look at Celadon City as well.
It is on a Treehouse Live segment.
That's
that is correct.
And of course, now we're switching to Team Eevee, the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee version.
My preferred team.
That's right.
Sorry.
Sorry, Terry.
I see what that's right.
I was Team Pikachu for the Smash Brothers segment, but I'm Team Eevee for Pokemon Let's Go.
All right. So we're right in front of the Pokemon Center in Celadon City. And you might have noticed in previous one, we had Pikachu as our partner. He rode on your shoulder. Eevee will be riding on your head instead. So we're going to go inside. And we'll see Nurse Joy and Chansey kind of here greeting us. So this is going to be a new reveal. So I'm going to go over here to the right. this fine gentleman over here can teach your partner Pokemon exclusive moves, and those are new moves to the game. And they're curated to each partner. So Eevee will have certain moves that it can learn, and then Pikachu will have other moves that they can learn as well. And yes, I do want to learn a marvelous move. So you can see all of these moves have some really fancy names.
I mean, fancy names that go with a fancy outfit.
So I kind of want to pick Sizzly Slide.
Not Batty Bad? I mean,
Bouncy
Batty Bad
bubble.
sounds like a lot of fun.
No, I want Sizzly Slide because it sounds fun and fiery, and I want it.
Okay.
And so because you can only have 4 moves, I'm going to pick out a move to replace. So, and you'll notice that, it's a fire type, and usually fire type moves for Eevee could only be learned with its evolution, but with my partner Pokemon, I have this opportunity to teach these exclusive moves, which are really cool.
Yeah. And there you go.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to show us this move?
I will, but not yet. So we'll
Okay.
come back to this in a bit. So I'm going to go out to the opposite side of the Pokemon Center, and this is also a brand new reveal. So this here, remember in past games how difficult it was to find a Pokemon with a specific nature that you really wanted to?
Yes.
Okay.
Hours of hunting.
All right. So this, for the very first time, the player has the ability to control that for any future Pokemon that they encounter. So meet Madame Celadon. She can set the specific nature that you would like to look for a certain amount of time.
She is going to charge you for it, though.
That's right.
Yes, she will, which, at a cost for any Pokemon nature that I specifically want, I think it's warranted.
Yeah.
It might be worth it too.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely worth it. So she'll ask a bunch of questions in order for you to decide it. So the first one is, which flower do you want to water? So this is dependent on what stat that I want to increase. And I'm going to go ahead and pick red. And for seasoned Pokemon fans, you might know what that means. But for new players that don't necessarily know, this is a chance for you to experiment and figure out what you want, and then try out different things and figure out how it suits your play style.
Yeah.
And so the next question she's going to ask is, which flower do you want to thin out? So this is, what stat do you want to decrease?
Yeah.
So if I picked red, there wouldn't be any change, so I'm not going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to try yellow. And then she's going to go do her magic. Nature so flabwa. The little Abra is so cute. A lonely nature. So now any Pokemon that I encounter will have that lonely nature.
Mm-hmm. And that lasts for how long?
It lasts for quite a while.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to spoil it.
Yep.
I want fans to experiment. So yeah. So now that we've kind of gone through that, I want to show everybody a sneak peek of the Celadon department store.
Well, we're going to take a look at some natures and stats and things like that first.
Yeah, that's a great point. All right. So we're going to go here to our party. And you'll see here that I have 3 Vulpixes. So I'm going to select this one and check the summary. So you'll see right now on the very top that the nature is relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I open up and there's a bit of a breakdown there of all the different stats.
Yep.
So you'll see defense and speed have different colors, and that's dependent on what your stats are decreased and increased.
Mm-hmm.
So if I back, and then you'll see here, this Vulpix, it's hasty nature, and you'll see the stats have changed here.
Mm-hmm.
So the speed is increased and the defense is decreased. And then another really cool feature, so this is a brand new reveal. You'll see at the bottom here screen, there's the judge function.
Yep.
So if I go back to this relaxed Vulpix and I shake it, now you'll see the breakdown of the stats in a different manner. So you'll see that it's good, okay, and then there's a stamp at the top right corner. So this is quite similar to almost...
Top left corner.
Yeah, top left corner. Sorry. A little bit dyslexic this morning. And you'll see the next Vulpix, which was the hasty nature one, also has okay stats. But I have a third Vulpix that has amazing stats, and you can see the breakdown of all that. So the judge function is something that gets acquired into the game. You'll have to meet a certain condition to get it. And it's quite similar to the Pokemon Go appraisal feature. So this makes it a little bit easier of you judging what kind of Pokemon you want.
Yeah. And then, of course, when you couple the natures with this and the fact that the Pokemon are appearing in the overworld rather than random battles, if you're really trying to build up the perfect team with the specific Pokemon that you're after, I think all these features really combine to make this kind of ideal for those core Pokemon fans that are really trying to get that perfect team together.
For sure. All right. So I'm going to now make my way to sell it on a department store.
I know how you were always eager to go to the department store.
But
Shopping time.
Don't judge me. All right. So I'm going to go up the stairs to the first floor, which has a lot of other characters lingering around that are also shopping. Don't judge me. And you'll see that there's all these really cool iconic posters of Pokemon-related content, and then you have the two vendors. So I'm going to go ahead and buy some things, and you'll see that right now I only have Pokeballs and Great Balls to choose from and some other items, but all of these these items will expand as I progress through the game. So definitely want to come back here and see what inventory has opened up. So then this is a great area to buy items in order to help in my adventure. So I'm going to go ahead and buy some few things here. I am good. Thank you, sir. Now I'm going to go upstairs and see what else is on the other floors. Oh, this is cool.
Oh, it's the video game floor.
Yeah. Oh, what are these guys doing? Well, trade me a Kangaskhan for my Haunter.
That's a good trade right there.
Huh?
Oh,
that's
is
neat.
Yeah.
That was
Could
a good
it
trade.
be? Could it be?
That's really cool. So I love this floor because of all the little nods of like how it's a game center. There's all these ads to just
Different
playing video
games.
games. Yeah. And there's actually a few posters here. Can you recognize that, Bill? Do you know what that's a nod to?
That looks like Pokemon Quest.
Ah, nice. Well done. You passed. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take the elevator this time because I'm tired of walking up the stairs. And we're going to go to the 5th floor, which is the accessory market. So this area is a really cool place for you to get more accessories for your partner Pokemon. And I'm going to go ahead and get, let's see, we had a little red bow. And then, let's see, what else can I get? I got some flowers. Why not? Get some pink flowers. And then I'm also going to go, oh, there's more here.
Oh.
All right. I'm looking for glasses. I got some thick glasses. Those sound pretty cute.
Yeah.
All right. So now that I've got all these different accessories, I want to jump back into the menu and go into the bag. And then there's this option here called clothing trunk.
Yep.
So here is where I can customize my partner Pokemon as well as my Pokemon trainer. And outfits will appear as you progress through the game and interact with the world. And we just got some new accessories. So why don't we go ahead and go into... Actually, I'll ask Terry. Terry, how do you want to customize my Eevee?
Get those glasses.
Glasses?
The thick glasses. Yeah.
All right, so I got some
man.
swirly
Glasses.
glasses. So let's see. Should I put on some accessories too?
Think you got a bow in there as well?
All right, you want to do the bow or the
Yeah.
flowers?
It's a little red bow.
Okay. And now I get to choose how I want to put it on. So ears, chest, back or tail.
I'll leave that to you, Bill.
You got to go chest. I mean, look at how classy.
All right. So I will put Eevee to be the classiest partner Pokemon I've ever had. So I'm going to switch over to Elaine really quickly too, and just to show that I can so there's all these different outfits, but I can mix and match. So I don't have to choose a specific look. I can just say, you know what, I want to keep those beach shorts there, and then I'm gonna switch my bag to the sailor bag, and I can do the exact same thing with Eevee too. I can also swap out and put maybe a hat. Yeah, why don't we put a hat?
We got matching outfits now.
Yeah, now we got a matching hat. There we go. So this is really, really cool too, because I think customization became an option in the Pokemon franchise originally. And was it Pokemon X and Y?
X and Y, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's really neat to see that kind of appear here as well, but evolved in a way that you can do it for your partner Pokemon and your Pokemon trainer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm done. My shopping vice is complete. I'm gonna exit out of the store before I spend any more money. Oh wait.
Nope. Now, but you promised me that you were going to show me Eevee's new exclusive move.
All
so
right. Yes, I
all
will.
right.
I promised. I promised
Okay.
I would. So I'm
Gotta
definitely
hold
gonna
that
go
promise.
do it. Yeah, I know. When I make promises to Bill, I can't break them.
That's right.
I bring them all the time.
I would never.
That's why you're sitting
Live-
over there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Team Pikachu.
So you'll see here that I'm kind of stopped here because there's a tree in the middle. So again, my partner Pokemon can learn these secret techniques, which we
Mhm.
announced a while ago. And so this is one of the great ways for me to navigate and open up new areas in the
Yeah.
world. So it's incredibly useful. And then there's this gentleman looking through the windows. And
Oh,
this
yeah.
is the Celadon City Pokemon Gym. And Erica is the gym leader. So why don't we go ahead and enter? And there she is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this place is gorgeous.
So vibrant.
Right?
Oh.
Wow, challenged me immediately. All right. And she has cute Pokemon too.
She
So-
does.
All right, so this is my chance to show you
Okay.
my really cool move that I just learned. Oh, Oddish. You're not going to fare well. So I have, obviously, Sizzly Side is a fire type move, and Oddish is a grass type
Grass-type
Pokemon. So
Pokemon.
this is not going to go very well for him, but I just want to really show how awesome Eevee looks when it does that move.
With its hat and glasses
Right?
and red bow tie.
Very stylish.
extra swag. So yeah. So there you go. That's a little sneak peek of what Eevee can do with its very cool exclusive move. So
Great.
that's all we have for this segment. But I want to show one more thing.
Okay.
I'll take that.
So we're gonna go on to revisit Go Park Complex.
Oh, yeah. We showed a little bit of Go Park at E3 on Nintendo Treehouse Live.
That's right.
And of course, Go Park, when you are playing on Pokemon Go and capturing your Pokemon there, you can transfer your Kanto Pokemon over to Pokemon Let's Go. And when you do that, they appear in Go Park. But you're going to show us a different feature of Go Park. Normally, you would go in and capture those Pokemon, and then you could use them in Pokemon Let's Go. But you're going to show us something a little bit different.
That's right. So this is a first reveal as well to the public out there in Playwise that we announced, or it was announced, the Play Yard,
Mm-hmm.
where when you get a certain amount of Pokemon transferred from Pokemon Go into the game, you're able to play these little mini games with them. However, you'll see that all of these are pretty much gray out, but this one, because I have 28, I've met the requirements to do Play Yard. So you need a minimum of 25 Pokemon in order to start a mini game here. So since I have 28, I'm going to go ahead and enter. And so the goal of Play Yard is to essentially corral all of the Pokemon that was in that room. So 28 Meltan here. So you can see that they're incredibly tiny and really cute.
They're so adorable.
So I have to corral as many as I can within the time limit. Oh,
that Diglett just popped up out of the ground.
Yeah, so regardless that I try to corral as many as I can, there are other Pokemon in the play yard that will scare them away.
They
no,
all just got
no.
scared away.
Right on.
Right on.
An Onyx.
But you'll also notice that because Meltan is so tiny and really cute. Oh, no.
Oh.
They do not
No.
want you to.
So basically,
Stop
you're just
it.
trying to get within line of sight of Meltan to kind of capture their attention and corral them. And then you've got to try to keep your corralled Meltan away from these other Pokemon in the play yard.
Correct. And the more that I collect and try to get to the goal, the more points that I'll get. But as you can see, Meltan, because he's so tiny, he's got really small legs, so it's really hard to get them. So if I go really fast, you'll start seeing that he has these little sweat drops on his head. That means that he's falling behind and he's just
Yeah.
going to lose focus on coming with me.
Yeah.
And you can see that some of these Pokemon are really fast and trying to
Prevent you.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
preventing me from catching Meltan, so it's really hard. I'm trying to focus and make sure that.
The other thing I should note is that there is a timer counting down, so you have to try to catch all of these Pokemon in the yard within that time limit.
Right, so I have 3 goals. Either I can catch all of them within the time limit.
They just seem to hone right in
Sand
on your.
slash.
Yeah, whenever they're grouped up like that together, they're just like, nope, not having it. So, yeah, as you mentioned, Bill, I have the time limit of either 3 or trying to get them all as quickly as I can.
You got
Right.
1 minute left.
You do it.
Okay, I got this one. Come on, little buddy. Come on, come with me. No.
Now, of course, Meltan is a brand new Pokemon. It was just announced, and the only way to get Meltan is by connecting Pokemon Go to Pokemon Let's Go.
Correct. So Meltan is the newly discovered mythical Pokemon from the Kanto region. And it is also the first mythical Pokemon that has an evolution, which is really, really cool. We just announced that last week. And these little guys are what, as you mentioned, that you need Pokemon Go in order to get them into the game. And how it works is that when you make a transfer at least once a week, you'll get a mystery box, which acts as a lure in Pokemon Go. And that'll give you about 30 minutes to try to catch as many Meltan as you possibly can. Come on. Is this the last one?
Oh,
Yes!
wow. Less than 2 seconds to go.
Oh my
Multitasking.
gosh.
Nice job.
Thanks.
So you completed the minigame. Obviously, you didn't get very many points.
Yeah, if I had more time and I also did more combos with more Meltan into the goal, I would have gotten more points.
Mhm.
But regardless, I still got a reward for completing, which
Yep.
is all that I care about at
There
this
we go.
point.
So to finish what we were saying about Meltan, it's you can transfer a Pokemon from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Let's Go, and if you do that once a week, you will get the lure that
Mystery
attracts.
box, correct.
You get a mystery box, and then you're able to get the lure that attracts the Meltan. And of course, within that, the time that the lure is active, you want to try to capture as many Meltan as you can.
Right.
Right.
And then you're only able to get those mystery boxes at least once a week. So regardless of how much you trade with between Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Go, you can still only get it once a week.
Mhm.
But that
Right.
lure box is really handy in order for you to get as many Meltan as you possibly can, because
Ultimately, you'll
yeah.
transfer Meltan to the professor, so the professor can continue his research, and in exchange, you will get candies back, and you'll use the candies then to evolve Meltan into
so-
Melmetal.
Exactly. So you need at least 400 candy in order to evolve Meltan into Melmetal, and then
Yeah.
you can keep them in Pokemon Go, but you could also have them and bring them on in the adventure in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
Yeah.
And both Pokemon have really cool moves, and I can't wait to see them in the
Yeah.
full game.
Yep. Of course, you can also transfer your shiny Pokemon from Pokemon Go. You can transfer the Alolan forms from Pokemon Go into Pokemon Let's Go. So the connectivity between the two is really great.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely brings this fun ecosystem of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, Pokemon Go, and then also the
Yep.
Pokeball Plus, which is a really cool way to play.
So now we're back in Go Park.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I want to show like all these different Pokemon that are pretty much mingling. These are all the Pokemon that I originally had in Pokemon Go, and
Yep.
I've sent them over here. But I could also have friends send them to me. So
That's
regardless
right.
of how many Pokemon Go accounts connect with the games, I can send as many Pokemon here as I want to.
Yeah.
And you'll see that I've caught a few Meltan now, and I can.
Quite a few.
Yeah. So, as you had mentioned, Bill,
Mm-hmm.
once I send them over, I will still have to catch them in order to accumulate them in my party and then
Yeah.
be able to use them. So I'm going to go ahead and catch Meltan here. And he's so cute. And he's a bit of a difficult catch because it's a red. All right, I'm going to use, let's see, another raspberry.
Yep.
Oh, before I do that.
You might need another Pokeball.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Great Ball.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. And timing.
Great.
Nice.
Thanks.
Great throw with the Great Ball.
Thanks. I didn't plan that.
Oh,
I didn't plan that at all.
perfect.
Yeah, so I got Meltan in my party. And he even did a little sound too out of the
Yeah.
Pokeball Plus, so that was really cute.
Yep.
And yeah, that's
Awesome. So we've got, I think, one last thing that we wanted to show everybody today. Of course, everybody saw the Super Smash Brothers hardware earlier, so I thought it would only be fair to also showcase the special Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee hardware.
That's so cute.
Yeah, you can see a great design on the here on the dock. You've got the different colored Joy-Con, and there's even some very, very subtle
yeah.
cool designs on the back,
That's awesome.
showcasing the silhouettes of the characters and Pokeballs. Really nice piece of hardware. If you're a Pokemon fan, I think this is probably the Nintendo Switch hardware that you're going to want to get.
Yeah.
And so that's Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I think, obviously, the game is really great for people who are new to the Pokemon series. It's a first adventure in the Kanto region. But obviously, with some of the things that we showed today in terms of being able to control natures, being able to see those Pokemon out in the field and capture the ones that you're after and trying to build that perfect team, it really is actually a great game for longtime Pokemon fans, especially when you couple that with the Master Trainer battles that were just announced.
That's right.
And with Mr. Masuda's own comments that the dev team is actively thinking about, what ways they have available to them to allow Pokemon players to bring their Pokemon forward to future games. So hopefully everybody's going to be really excited to play Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. And of course, we just started pre-purchase on the Nintendo eShop, I
That's
believe,
right.
last night. So,
yes. So
yeah.
I'm definitely getting my copy of Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
Great.
So yeah.
So I think that's all we had for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee this morning. Up next, we have a sneak peek at Yoshi's Crafted World, which is going to be coming to Nintendo Switch early next year, and then sometime in 2019. And then I
Awesome.
think we also have some more Smash Brothers coming, and that'll be followed by another segment after that.
Very
I
cool.
believe some Diablo 3. So stay tuned.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.